I'm gonna torture myself with love. I don't have a heart, and therefore I don't care about people falling in love, you know? If anyone ever said that to me, I would run away and never let them see me again. Why am I doing this to myself? Because I hate myself. I mean, that's the only explanation, really. I guess people can see as cute and romantic, but for me, it's just kind of creepy. I am in pain. Just know that I suffered to get here. And I feel like my brain has just shut down. Hello, welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another reading vlog where I'm gonna be reading romance. So I have decided that I am going to do like a romance reading vlog per year, and last year I did it towards the end of the year, but this time I have decided to do it in February because Valentine's Day, it's like the month of love, I guess. And obviously I only do one of these a year because I don't read romance ever. Like last year, the only romances I read were the ones for the video, and this year will probably be the same because, yeah, I just don't enjoy it. Definitely nothing against anyone who does, it's just not my thing. And like one of my friends who reads almost only romance, she's way more excited for this video than I am, so this one's for you, and I hope you enjoy me suffer. And I mean, I know she has because I've been texting her while I've been reading these books, and she is certainly enjoying my pain, so you're welcome. But anyway, I just want to say to like not take into account anything I say about any of these books, because I am literally the worst person on earth to be giving advice or recommendations on romance books. So just ignore everything that I say about these books and just, like I said, just enjoy me suffer. That is literally what this video is for. And speaking of, I apologize in advance for my attitude and for my bad mood in this video because I was just not having a good time in general. There were some books there that I actually liked, but in general, I was just grumpy. So, having said that, let's get into the video. Okay, so first half book down, just 7 more halves to go. Which, when I put it like that, I definitely want to give up. So I am actually not half, but 48% into Actor H, Eve Brown, and this is the third and final book in the Brown Sisters trilogy. And I decided to start with this one because I read the first 2 books in this series, one in 2021 and one in 2022. And I actually did like them, so, you know, I thought I would start with something that I would probably enjoy. And I usually like to leave the best, or in this case, something that I think I would like for last, but not in this case because it's romance, so I just want to start with something that I will probably enjoy so I don't feel like giving up. And in the first book, we followed Chloe, and in the second, Danny, and now we are following Eve, who is the youngest sister, and she is kind of a mess. And as much as she tries, she keeps not succeeding, which is a nicer way to say failing, at everything she does. And it's not that like she always just completely fails at everything, but when things get hard, she kind of gives up and moves on to something else. And her parents are kind of done with that, and they give her an ultimatum, and she has to basically prove herself. And she doesn't really know how to do that until she sees that a bed and breakfast is looking for a chef. And so she interviews, and the interview doesn't exactly go great. The owner of the bed and breakfast, Jacob, doesn't fully love how she handled the interview, and she's leaving. And just to make everything worse slash better, she hits him with her car, and now he has a broken arm and he's understaffed, and you know, he does need help. So he gives Evie a chance to be the chef. And so this is a enemies to lovers type of thing, but I mean, they're not enemies, they're just unwilling co-workers. Even though I feel like most enemies to lovers are not actual enemies. You know what I mean? But anyway, Eve is definitely my least favorite sister. Not to say that I don't like her. I do like her, but I like Chloe and especially Danny more because they were more relatable. Like I said, especially Danny. And yeah, Eve is definitely the least relatable character to me. So she's my least favorite, even though I still like her. And I also like Jacob because we also like this is dual POV, which I do like. And we got to learn more about him. And I mean, I like both of them, but I don't love them. And I also like their interactions, but I don't love them. So, I mean, like, it's fun. Do I dislike it? No. Would I prefer to be reading something else? Yes. Did I like the first two books in the series more? So far, yes. Again, I'm not disliking it. I am having fun. I am, not wanting to die, but also I'm not thriving. I'm not thriving, basically. I will try to finish it today, because today is Saturday, and I will try to actually start the second book today, and hopefully I will read a lot of romance during the weekend, because I don't ever imagine myself coming home from work thinking, oh my god, I am so tired, I really want to read romance. That is never gonna happen, so I'm just gonna torture myself in the weekend, and yeah, I'm gonna torture myself with love, yeah, that is what I'm gonna do. So I will talk to you again once I finish this book. Do not let the change of outfit and lack of makeup fool you, because it is still the same day and I have finished Act Your Age, Eve Brown, and it was not torture. That was just me being dramatic, as I tend to be. Yeah, I actually really like this second part much more, and there were a lot of reasons for that. Firstly, because we finally got the smut, which is honestly the only thing I like in romance, at least most of the very small amount of romances I have read. I mean, some of them I don't like anything. I'm not saying that I like the emotions, because I don't have a heart, and therefore I don't care about people falling in love. So yes, then also the humor. There were actually a few times that I laughed out loud, so really appreciated that. And also there were two new characters that were introduced, and I love them because, again, the humor, and also like a new friendship developing with those characters, and that was so fun. And I don't like romantic relationships, like I don't care about that, but friendships are everything. And so again, love that. And we definitely got to know Eve a lot better, and I do really love her. And also Jacob. And I love them like as individuals. I don't care about them together. And so I really, really loved this book in terms of like Eve's, and obviously Jacob's as well, personal growth and discovery, like their journey was what I really, really liked in this book. And like the end of the book was super adorable. And, people who like romance would, find the moment adorable in terms of like how romantic, I guess it was. But again, I just really liked what it meant for Eve and, her journey. That's what I really, really love about the ending and about the whole book. Like as a romance, like I said, whatever, like I didn't dislike it. There are a lot of romantic relationships that I really do not like, dislike, hate them. No, thank you. This one did not dislike it at all. It was fine. It was okay. I enjoyed it as much as I can ever enjoy a romance. And yeah, I am giving it 4 stars, and I was right to think that I would like this book. And yeah, definitely a good start. Like the first book, did not dislike the romance, which is a win for me. And on to the second one, which is Red, White, and Royal Blue. I have not yet started it. I will hopefully start it tonight, and I will update when I am about halfway done with it. Okay, so I am 51% into red, white, and royal blue, and my expectations were mixed. I don't know if can you have mixed expectations? Because like on the one hand, I feel like everyone a couple years ago was reading and loving this book. So like, I expect it to be good, but also everyone says that it's like really cute, and cute is just not my thing. So yeah, but anyway, we are following Alex, who is the son of the President of the United States. And at the beginning of the book, he and his family go to a royal wedding in England. And he and the Prince Henry have been sort of, not enemies, but and they start sort of arguing, and they get into some kind of confrontation, and they cause some damage at the wedding, and now they have to pretend to be friends for like damage control. But obviously this fake friendship turns into a secret relationship, and actually they like got together for the first time way sooner than I expected, which I like because I don't like slow burn. Because, like I said, I don't really care about people falling in love. So, like, the anticipation, it's not my thing. I don't care about it. So, I appreciated that and I like them. They're really funny. And again, I like both characters. I don't care about them together. And also, the other sort of plot that is going on in this book is very political. And even though I really like to learn about politics in like fantasy and science fiction, real world politics is just not something I'm particularly interested in. So, not, very invested in that part either. However, something that I absolutely love is the friendships in this book. Like I said, I love friendships. And so, yeah, the friendships in this book are top tier. I love like Alex and his sister and like their friend. Amazing. And yeah, it's definitely a funny book. And I am having a good, decent time with it, but I'm just not obsessed. I am, it's going. It's going. And yeah, I will update again once I finish reading it. Okay, so I finished Red, White, and Royal Blue, and my thoughts didn't really change much since the other update. The only thing that kind of changed is that I got more interested in the political situation, but the rest, like, still feel pretty much the same. And I do have to say that, like, the drama, in terms of, like, how dramatic everyone was, not with, like, the big thing at the end, but just like in general with their lives, with anything, was really funny. And I did really love the characters. So like when bad things happened, I felt really bad for them, but because I liked them as people, not because I cared about their relationship. And like in the emotional scenes, I didn't really feel anything. That's a lie. Like in the emotional scenes when there was like love declarations, I did feel something, which was being overwhelmed. I was just like, wow, this is a lot. If anyone ever said that to me, I would run away and never let them see me again, because that is a lot. Like I cannot handle that level of emotion. Yeah, literally, if someone said that to me, I would run. Simple as that. Having said that, everything that everyone says about this book is true. Like, it is cute, and I like the ending, and I like the characters, and I'm sure that for someone who's romantic, they would have liked their relationship because, like I said, they were cute. So once again, I did have fun. I enjoyed it, but I would have rather read something that was not romance. But yeah, I gave it 3 stars, and I don't know, like I'm scared that I'm going to start rating things lower and lower just because I am getting tired of reading about love. So I don't know. But like I already said, ignore everything that I say about any of these books. Why am I doing this to myself? Because I hate myself. That's the only explanation, really. a masochist. I am suffering for no reason. No one is making me do this. It's all me. But yeah. Anyway, on to the next book. Okay, so remember when I said that this was not in fact torture and I was just being dramatic? I take it all back. It is torture. So I am 53% into the Spanish Love Deception, and this was the book I was reading the most because first, it's the one that has the most mixed reviews, and also it's the longest, at least the audiobook. It's the longest out of the 4 of them. And so yeah, I was just reading this one the most, but I just didn't want to leave it to the end because then I would have just, given up. But anyway, we are following Lena, and she needs a date to her sister's wedding because she decided to lie to her family and say that she had a boyfriend because she wants everyone to know that she has gotten over her ex and their traumatic past because her ex will be there and at the wedding. And so she is, looking for someone to take to the wedding, kind of freaking out about it. And she's telling that to her friend / coworker. And another coworker, Aaron, overhears and he offers to be her date. And he also needs her to be his date for something. So they just make a deal to be each other's dates. And I started reading this book and I literally texted my friend either 2 or 3 pages in saying that I already hated the main character. Because, first of all, why does she even hate? Yeah, because they hate each other. She and Aaron. She hates him for some reason. And that's the thing. What is the reason? Because there doesn't seem to be any reason, really. Because, he seems like a decent person. So, why does she hate him? Also, she is so, overly dramatic about everything. And not in Red, White, and Royal Blue, it was a funny dramatic. This is just annoying dramatic. And she's so annoying and dumb. And also there was a scene that was so predictable. And romance is in a way predictable because that they will be together at the end, which is definitely not my problem with it. My problem is the actual romance, love things. But, this scene was just so stupidly predictable. They were just what is the point? So yeah, I am struggling, and I saw a review saying that this was the Hating Game but bad, but I really did not like the Hating Game, so I just think they're equally as bad. And the main characters are equally as annoying and dumb, and the reason or lack of reason to hate the love interest is as stupid in both books. The love interests are equally as uninteresting. Aaron's only personality traits are that he's clearly obsessed with Lena and she's just too blind to see it, and that he likes dogs, but liking dogs is just the bare minimum for being a decent person, And he does, like I said, he's obsessed with her. He knows everything about her, which I guess people can see as cute and romantic, but for me, it's just kind of creepy. Because when I say he knows everything about her, he knows everything about her. And another huge problem is that there is no chemistry between them. At least that I feel. I feel nothing. Because in the other books, like I said, I didn't really care about the romance, the love, whatever, but I could feel tension and chemistry between the characters. It was there. Here, there's nothing. Like I said, I am struggling. And I'm glad I did not leave this one for the end. Not saying that I will love the last one, because who knows. But yeah, I am in pain. I finished it. Can you feel the excitement? Yeah, me neither. And again, my thoughts didn't really change in this second half. I guess the only good thing was Lena's family because they were kind of funny, but everything else, it was a struggle. And I definitely hated to be inside of Lena's head for almost 500 pages. I'm not sure being inside of Aaron's would have been better because he's just obsessed with her. So reading about someone being obsessed with her would probably not be fun either, but he at least seems less annoying. Also, every time they said how much they loved each other, I just rolled my eyes and laughed. Because again, I felt nothing like between them. It's not that I didn't care this time, I just didn't feel there was anything to care about, you know? So there is that. And I mean, this book was unnecessarily long. Like, why was it so long? Just the whole thing was just, you know, Aaron being obsessed with Lena and Lena being too blind to see it. And every time he would say something that was like so obviously stating that he was in love with her, she would somehow understand something completely different. And like, how? You know, she had some kind of special ability. Literally, how can you understand something completely different from the actual words he said? And yeah, so I don't give 1 stars to books because just like writing is hard, and I feel bad giving 1 star to books because I'm sure the authors, you know, took time and care, and you know, it was hard to write. So I don't like giving 1 stars. So I'm giving it 2 stars, but just know that I suffered to get here. But we made it. I survived this book, and now we are going into the 4th and thankfully final book for this video, which is It Happened One Summer, and I will update once I am around halfway done with it. Okay, so I am 49% into It Happened One Summer, and in this book we are following Piper, who is a socialite from LA, and after a party went wrong and she was kind of arrested, her stepfather has kind of had enough and tells her that, you know, she needs to learn how to be responsible, and so he sends her and her sister joins her. But he sends Piper to Westport, which is a small fishing town, and it's actually where their father was from, and he had a bar there, which technically they're the owners of. And Piper is determined to show, I think they're supposed to stay there for 3 months. I mean, Piper is supposed to stay there, her sister is just there to keep her company. And Piper is determined to show her stepfather that, you know, she has learned, she's now responsible. And so she decides to renovate the bar, and then she will invite her stepfather to show him that she's ready to go back home. But she keeps running into Brendan, who is a fisherman from Westport, and obviously the romance is between the two of them. Honestly, I am feeling nothing with this book. Like in the first 2 books, I like the characters, I like the plot in one more than the other, and I didn't care about the romance, but you know, I could feel that they were feeling things and they were funny. And in the 3rd book, I felt anger and hate, but you know, I felt something. In this one, I literally feel nothing, which is almost worse than feeling anger and hate. And I feel like my brain has just shut down the emotion processing part, because literally not one emotion has been felt since I started reading this book. I'm just hearing words, and that's it. And also, like, this is supposed to be a grumpy sunshine thing. So like Brendan is supposed to be the grumpy one, but he's not. Like, he's actually pretty nice and welcoming. And also, how does he fall in love with her in 5 minutes? You know what I mean? Because like being attracted to her immediately, okay, yeah, sure, that happens. But how do you fall in love that fast? I don't get it. Especially if he's just supposed to be the grumpy guy, which again, he is not. And so yeah, I am not having a great time. Like, also not having a terrible time, because like I said, I don't hate it, but feeling nothing is almost worse. I mean, before like I stopped, we had a sex scene, and I mean, the smut was good, but again, that's it. That's everything. And yeah, so I will finish it, and I will let you know if my thoughts changed, if I got some feelings from it, and I will also just do a conclusion for this whole video. I am so happy that I have finished it and I don't have to read romance for another year. But once again, my feelings haven't really changed by reading the second half of the book. And yeah, I honestly continue to feel nothing. Like, I didn't particularly like or dislike the characters. I didn't care about the plot. I didn't feel any actual connection between them. I just felt nothing. And just like in the previous book, whenever they were saying how much they loved each other, I physically could not stop myself from rolling my eyes. And this is super random, but every time Piper called like Brendan's hugs a recharging station, I wanted to die a little. So yeah. And the like conflict was honestly kind of stupid, but at the same time I didn't really care, because honestly I couldn't care less if they ended up together or not, even though they would obviously end up together, but I just did not care. And yeah, I mean, the smut was still good, but if I just wanted to read smut, I wouldn't be reading a almost 500-page book focused on love and personal growth, you know? So yeah, it was not what I would call a fun time. Honestly, I was just listening to the audiobook while doing other things. I mean, for all of these books, but especially for like the third one and this one. If it wasn't for the audiobooks, I would not have made it. And yeah, I mean, especially this one, because the Spanish Love Deception, like I said, I was like the anger and hate were kind of propelling me to read in a weird way. This one, there was really nothing keeping me going. So yeah, did not have a great time reading this, and I gave it 2 stars. But anyway, let's just go into my final thoughts about this whole book. So, was it fun? No. Do I regret making this video? Also no, because I mean, I did like the 2 first books, and liking 2 romances is a huge win for me. And did I go into every single one of these books thinking that I would hate them? Yes, which I know is not the right attitude. Like, in my relationship with romance books, I am the grumpy and they are the sunshine, but since real life is not a romance book, our relationship does not work. And so yeah, I definitely was very negative from the start, which, like I said, is not the right approach to, I mean, anything really. So like, I know that I am the problem, not the books, but I mean, we already knew that. And so, like I said, I did not exactly have a great time filming this video, but I do not regret it. And I did like the 2 first books, not for the love romance part of it, but for the characters and the plot. And you know, the books themselves were enjoyable. So yeah, there is that. And I don't really know what else to say, to be honest. But I hope you have enjoyed watching me suffer. And especially my friend, I hope this was fun for you. And yeah, that is everything for this week's video. I hope in next week's video I will be, you know, in a better mood, because I was just very grumpy throughout this whole video, which I apologize for. Yeah, that's it. That is everything. I hope you somehow enjoyed this. And if you did, give it a like and subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!